Hi guys. So today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. I'm just gonna do kind of like a casual chat while I go through my Dollar Tree office supply haul, and then we're gonna talk about like tips for organizing your life, either with school or professionally. And if you have ADHD, these are also really great tips. So yeah, I just want today to be kind of casual. But if you're new here, I'm Jessica. I'm a licensed counselor and also I own a private practice. And yeah, so let's get started. I feel like there was something I was gonna do first. Oh, so what I was gonna say is I'm kind of just gonna sprinkle in the tips throughout the talk. And these, like I said, could be great for ADHD, but just know that they are like beginner's tips. So if you're kind of already an organized person, some of these tips might not be helpful, but these are just kind of like a beginning start to get organized, because I am somebody who has ADHD and I always struggled with organization when I was in school. So I would like forget my homework and just not be able to remember things. And so now, even as an adult, like if I don't write something down, it didn't freaking happen. So I've just learned tips along the way to help me kind of organize my life and stay on top of things. And so I want to teach those to you, but then also I love hauls. So I went to Dollar Tree to get some office supplies and I was thinking maybe, obviously other people love hauls. So I'm just gonna get into it. And some of these things are for my private practice office, like not necessarily office supplies for like being a therapist. And other ones are things that I need just for being a therapist. So it'll make more sense as I get into it. And then maybe a couple random things too. So let's get into it. Yes, so there are some random things. So the first thing is, you guys aren't sleeping on the books at Dollar Tree, right? Because their book supply is amazing. I'm definitely somebody who likes to read. I don't have a ton of time to read. So if this is you, this was another tip I was kind of thinking might be helpful. The thing that I do is I set a goal to just read 10 pages every day. So when I'm reading, I love to do it. And if you don't love to read, like you don't need to do it. But if it's a goal that you have to want to start reading, what I recommend is just setting a goal of 10 pages every day. And what I do is I actually put it on my to-do list for the day. We'll get into like how obsessed I am with lists, but when I put it on my to-do list, it feels so good to cross it off or to take it off the list. So I'm very motivated to read the 10 pages. And sometimes I have time to read more, or I have the desire to read more, and I'll do that. But that's just a little tip for you guys. So I did pick up books. Look at these hardcover books. And my favorite genre of reading of books is like murder mysteries or like psychological thrillers, for obvious reasons. Because I'm a therapist, so I like kind of when it has like a twist or like some psychology things are a part of it. So I don't really know about these books. I've never seen them before, but they looked interesting. So I'll just quickly go through them because they may or may not have them in your Dollar Tree. So it might be interesting to you, it might not. This one is called Now You Can Go Home Now, and it's like a murder mystery, I think. And then this one is called 9 Shiny Objects. I believe it's another murder mystery. And this one is The Vacation, and I've never heard of this author, but my husband said he had, so apparently that's somebody that people might know. And then this one is not a murder mystery. I don't think. It's called Thin Girls. It looks like it could have some like psychology stuff in it. I was kind of reading the inside, but it's just like very aesthetically pleasing too. So the Dollar Tree I went to, like the books were really organized, which made me take the time to actually go through them, because if it's a mess, like I sometimes just don't have the desire to go through them. So it was really helpful that they were set up like an actual bookstore. So yeah, I picked those up and I'm gonna definitely try to read more this summer. I'm in the middle of a book right now, but after I'm done with that, I'm gonna pick one of these up. Okay. Another random thing, if you guys need mailing envelopes, if you don't already know, Dollar Tree is the place to get them. I sometimes need to mail like documents to people, either to clients or like business documents. So I get these often. These I think are gonna be for like my mom's birthday present. So yeah, I just picked those up. And then I think there was like tape, not exciting. And then this was kind of random, like office supply, but weird office supply. So in our office, like the bathroom for clients is outside of our suite and they need a code to get into it. So I thought it would be, right now we just have it like on a piece of paper by the front entrance, and I don't love the look of that. So they had this cute little chalkboard, and I was thinking like, okay, I could put that on the door because sometimes the bathroom code changes. So I could put that on the door and change it with a little chalkboard marker. I bought this from, oh, it's not focusing. I've bought this before from Dollar Tree and it works really well. So that, and then I was like, okay, how am I gonna hang it on the door? And they had this super glue mounting tape. So, oh, I feel like a real YouTuber doing this. So I was like, I'm gonna try it. It was super glue brand, so I'm hoping it's strong enough to stick on the door, but we'll just try it, trial and error. But I thought it was a cute way to display the little code instead of just like a random piece of paper. I can be like kind of particular about things like that. So that's that. Okay, I think the rest of it is like actual office supplies, so bear with me. But I wanted to give my first kind of tip for organization. So the first one is using a different notebook for different things. So my husband, he also has ADHD, but he will just like leave slips of paper all over the house with like notes from meetings and things like that. And I'm like, how is this helpful for you? Because I'm definitely somebody who has to have it in a notebook, but I also organize it by like, what is the notebook for? So I brought 2 of my notebooks, and obviously I'm not gonna open them because they have confidential things, but this is the notebook I write my session notes in. And then once I've written because then I have to type the notes into like a computer system software. So after I have typed the notes into the software, then I tear out the page and shred it. And then this is the one, my notebook that keeps my work to-do lists, and also when I have to call new clients back. So I'm the person who schedules all of the intakes for our therapists. And so I make a list of all the people I need to call back. And then once I've called them back, I will jot down like left them a message, emailed them, or spoke to them, or scheduled them. And so this really helps me to keep it separate. I don't know why that may or may not work for you, but it works for me. And the other tip is if you have like ADHD or you tend to struggle with organization, sometimes we lose things, right? So it's like, yeah, it's all fine and dandy that I have these notebooks, but what if I lose them? So for me, it's really important that I keep them in the same place. So I have a work bag and I keep them in my work bag or on my desk at home. And so if I like feel like, oh, I need to jot something down in my notebook, I take it out of my work bag and put it right back. So that's something to like have places, like everything needs to have a place so that you don't lose it. Again, these might be like not helpful because you might be like, duh, Jessica, but some people, you know, really struggle with organization, so they might be helpful. Okay, so speaking of that, I did get some new notebooks because therapists go through notebooks a lot. We are taking notes, at least I take I take notes. I need notes because like I mentioned earlier, if I don't write it down, it didn't happen. So I could be fully in the moment, engaged with a client in the session, they'll leave, I'll go to type my note. And if I didn't write down like key buzzwords from the session to remind myself like, oh, this is what we talked about, this is what they said, this is what I said, like I'm going to lose the whole session. Like it will be gone minutes later. So I need a lot of notebooks, and Dollar Tree had really cute ones this time. So this one just says good thoughts, and it's just a lined notebook, but then it has like this little thing, which I love. So that one was cute. And then this one is funny. It says work hard, snack often. And also just a lined thing. So these I'm most likely gonna use for session notes, just because they're really small. So when this brown one runs out, I'll just use these. And those would just be really nice to just put in my bag, and they're not too bulky, so I love that. And then this one was interesting. I didn't notice in the store it says hello lovely, which is cute, and it again has that. But what I didn't notice is it's like a little bullet journal. It has the grid. So if you wanted to do some bullet journaling, this would be really cute. I'm not sure how I'll do it, but it would be good for like to-do lists. I'm not super creative in like people's bullet journals are amazing. I'm not creative enough to do that, but I could definitely do a to-do list. I thought that was really cute, and I didn't notice in the store, but I wasn't mad at it. So that goes to my next pointer, is to-do lists. Again, this feels so basic, but I'll bring it up to clients. I'm like, hey, have you thought of doing a list? Thinking like, oh, they're gonna be like, why are you bringing this up to me? Like, of course I have. And they'll be like, oh no, I should do that. That's a good idea. And I think to-do lists are sometimes seen as like so basic that like some people just don't even think to do it. As soon as I get to work, or sometimes even before I get to work, I'm writing my to-do list for the day. Then the day before, or like, I have a little newborn baby, so sometimes I'm up with her in the middle of the night, and I will be on my phone like making my to-do list. And the next part of that is like, you need to break it down into smaller chunks. So you can't say clean the house. You can't say like, you know, write blogs. That's something I have to do, is write blogs for our website. I can't say like write all the blogs. I have to break it down into smaller chunks. So clean the house is pick up, do the dishes, do the laundry, vacuum upstairs, vacuum downstairs. And then for work, I'll say check emails, do the billing, call new clients back, write the notes for Tuesday, write the notes for Wednesday. And breaking it down into smaller chunks is going to keep your momentum going. One thing with ADHD specifically is like, if a little kid has ADHD and their parents say clean your room, they're going to sit in their room completely overwhelmed, unable, like basically paralyzed by feeling overwhelmed. So the parent, it's going to be more helpful if the parents like makes them a list of saying, make your bed, pick up your toys, vacuum. You know, breaking it down into smaller chunks just takes away that feeling of overwhelm. So that's what you need to be doing with your to-do list. If you feel like I'm making a to-do list but it's not really working, that might be one of the barriers, is you're making the chunks on the to-do list too big. So you're feeling overwhelmed because sure, I got this thing crossed off on my to-do list, but it took me all day. You really want to have things where like you're checking them off fairly quickly so you can get that momentum going. Okay. So speaking of to-do lists, this was so cute. It's literally a little to-do list, and it has the magnet on the back, which I don't really need. This is like, I think if you want to put on your fridge for like a grocery list or something, that would be perfect, or even put on your fridge for a to-do list. But I love the background. It's so cute. It reminds me of Bando. Do you guys know them? They're like they started as office supplies, I think, but they sell a lot of different things like clothes and stuff. That's where I always get my planners. I'm going to talk about planners, but this is my Bando planner. It's everything, and I always buy a new one every season. So doesn't it kind of like, they kind of have this 70s vibe to their stuff. So yeah, I love that. But this is like perfect to-do list. So my next tip for writing to-do lists is, again, not setting yourself up for failure. So I always write a to-do list with like 30 things, and literally there's not enough time in the day. Even if I was like buckled down all day getting stuff done, there's usually not enough time in the day to complete all the things on my to-do list. But it's, for me, just like a brain dump. Like, I need to get it out, but I also remind myself like, you're not gonna get this all done today. So don't be hard on yourself. Like, just get done what you can. And then I roll the stuff over to the next day's to-do list. And that's another way to keep your motivation going, to keep your momentum going. Because if you're beating yourself up for not getting everything done, are you really gonna wanna make a to-do list the next day? No, you're not. So that's my tip for to-do lists. So then they also had, one more other boring thing that was in the bottom of the bag. Correction tape. Again, like I said, I can be particular about things. So if I'll like write something in write like a client, because this is where I write like all my client sessions. If I write down like they're coming in Tuesday at 2 and then they reschedule and I have to cross it out, I get like, I don't like that. So this is the whiteout tape. Oh my gosh, I seriously love doing this. I feel so YouTube-y. Okay, so then the other thing I found, this is so cute, sticky notes. Is it focusing? Yeah, sticky note pad. So first of all, love the aesthetics on the outside. And then the inside, it has like these that you could use as little bookmarks, a miniature sticky note. So if you're like, oh, I just need to jot something down and keep it on my desk or put it in my calendar, that would be really great. And then this one is just a bigger sticky note. So again, I love the colors and the aesthetics of it. And that's one of my other tips, is like getting things that are aesthetically pleasing, like buying things that are cheap, like just getting, you know, a plain notebook from Walmart. That's gonna get the job done, but is it gonna keep you motivated? And now we know, like, we can get really cute things from Walmart or from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. Like, we don't need to be spending a lot of money or buying ugly, boring things. Like, these things are gonna keep us motivated. So that's one of my other tips, is like, for me, it really helps. Does it say do it all? Yeah, it says do it all. It really helps if I have aesthetically pleasing things like this, because it just keeps me motivated. I don't know why, but it does. Okay, let's see what else we have. So I only have a few more things left, but this is just a nice pen, extra smooth gel pen. Again, it's the Dollar Tree, so you're gonna get like one in a pack if it's a brand name. But I am a therapist, like I said, so I need really good pens, and I was due for new pens. So that was one of the things I put on my list. So my next tip is, like I said, this is my planner. It's aesthetically pleasing. That's part of the reason why I love Bandeau, is like, they're so cute. So I'm not gonna show you parts that already have client notes in them. But let me go. So this one has like weekly, like this. And so what I do is I literally, like, so let's say Tuesday the 7th, I wanna do sessions. Usually I work in the evening, so like 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. I write like 3, 4, 5, 6. And then as clients fill in those spots, I write their initials there so I know who I'm seeing that day. And then once I have to write a note for each client session. I do like a little check mark. So a check mark in black means the session's done. And then once I've written the note, I use a highlighter and go over the check mark with that highlighter, and that tells me that I've done the note. So that's the next tip, is color coding things. So for me, like, color coding is huge. Like I said, I will write that list of people that I need to call back. And then once I've called them, in a different color, I write left message, emailed, or scheduled, whatever my note is, I write it in a different color. Again, it's just really helpful for like visually being able to know that I got things done. And I can't just call somebody and know that I called them, right? Because like I said, if I didn't write it down, it didn't happen. So I need to write it down, and the color coding is aesthetically pleasing, and it just differentiates it for me. So color coding is another thing that I recommend, either with highlighters or colored pens. And then in terms of the calendar, I always, see how cute it is? Like, just they have like really good, cute artwork in here by a bunch of different artists. So their planners are a little bit pricey, but in my mind, it's worth it because you obviously use it the whole year. And so it's really cute. So my tip in terms of using your calendar is some people don't want or need a physical calendar. For me, I need it because I just like to have it on my lap in session, so that right there with the client, I can write it in my calendar, and then I go put it in my virtual calendar on my computer. So some people just put it in their phone. Like, for me, I worry that if I didn't have my phone next to me or my computer next to me, I would write like, oh, I'm gonna see this client on this day at this time in my notebook, and then I would forget to put it in my calendar. So it's really helpful to just always have this calendar with me, and I write personal and work things in here. So I'm just a physical calendar person. And if you are too, check out Bandeau. They're amazing. But I think the Dollar Tree has calendars too, and Walmart, so you don't need a super expensive one. You just need one that works, that's set up in a way that makes sense to you. Like I showed you, I like each day to have their own a lot of space. I don't like it when it's like a tiny little bit for each day, because I need to write in my client sessions. And then double calendaring if that's something that makes sense for you. Okay, so I think that's all my tips, and then I just have a few other things. I'm sorry if this like video has been chaotic, but I was really excited to show you guys these things. And then I also wanted to like integrate something mental healthy in. So what better thing than like organization tips? So these are the pens I got. Yes, these are colored. So like I said, I like things color coded. So I always need more colored pens because they make me happy. And you get 3 in a pack. I think this, okay, this is not a Dollar Tree brand. So it's Pro Marks. So we'll see how these work. I've never used that brand before, so we'll see how they work. And then this brand is also not Dollar Tree, but I think I've seen this brand there. These I don't think are colored though. Yeah, these are black. So, but they looked nice and like good quality. So we'll try those out too. Okay, I think that's everything. I think that was all my tips. Let me check the bags. So yeah, that's what I got for Dollar Tree for office supplies. Let me know if you guys liked this format, like a more casual thing. I don't think I'm gonna edit this video much. I just wanted to kind of chit chat, show you my haul, give you some tips. So if you like this, I'm buying office supplies a lot, so I wouldn't mind doing hauls often because I like watching them. So, and I kind of liked doing it. It was really fun. So again, I'm sorry if this video is chaotic, but feel free to leave comments if there's places that you want me to look for office supplies, or if there's things that you want me to give you tips on. If you liked this video, give it a like and follow me, and that's it. So I'll see you next time.